Weapons are the idiomatic double-edged sword. They could kill or save lives, depending on how they are used. Over the years, creative minds have developed ways of converting deadly weapons into peaceful items. It could be for art, fashion, or more practical reasons like preventing famines and generating electricity. The weapons here range from small knives to automatic assault rifles, rocket launchers, armored tanks, helicopters, and nuclear missiles. Number 1 is artificial reefs. Coral reefs are important for the survival of underwater life. Unfortunately, they are getting destroyed by humans and shifts in the Earth's climate, prompting responsible governments to create artificial reefs out of old subway cars and anything else that can survive underwater. Jordan did things a bit differently by making artificial reefs out of decommissioned military tanks, armored vehicles, and helicopters. The weapons were sunk between 50 to 90 feet below the Red Sea, just off the coast of the Jordanian city of Aqaba. Jordan already has 19 decommissioned weapons there as of July 2019 and hopes to grow this number as it gets more weapons. It hopes that the reefs will double as a museum and tourist attraction. Number 2 is garden tools. Swords to Plowshares is a program by Raw Tools, a Christian non-governmental organization that wants to reduce gun violence. Under the program, people turn in their weapons and have them converted into farm implements. So far, Raw Tools has converted Alaska 47 and R-15 assault rifles into spades, plows, hoes, mattocks, and trowels. Recovered guns are cut into pieces before they are sent into the furnace. Thereafter, the red-hot metal is beaten into shape. Victims of gun violence and anti-gun violence advocates are allowed to take turns in beating the guns into farm tools. Mike Martin, who founded Raw Tools, said he was inspired by an Old Testament verse about the world only becoming peaceful when weapons are turned into farm tools. However, he only launched the program after the deadly December 14, 2012, Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. 28 people were killed and 2 others were injured in the shooting, which remains one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history. Number 3 is headphones and wristwatches. IAM is a Swedish organization that works closely with Latin American governments to get illegal guns off the streets and repurpose their metals for other things. IAM calls this metal humanium metal. In 2018, it partnered with Yevo Labs to release the special edition Yevo 1 wireless earbuds. Parts of the earbuds and the charging case are made out of humanium metal. To be clear, Yevo Labs had earlier released the Yevo 1 earbuds, which did not contain any gun part. The one that contained gun parts was a special edition version. Same year, IAM partnered with watchmaker Trua to make watches out of humanium metal. The guns used in the watches had been seized by police officers in El Salvador. Number 4 is chemotherapy. Chemical weapons were widely used during World War I. In fact, the war is nicknamed the Chemists' War because chemists of the day were actively involved in developing chemical weapons for their sides. Chlorine, xylyl bromide, and mustard gas all made their debut in the battlefields of World War I. While all 3 were deadly, mustard gas hit a new level of lethality. It was first deployed by Germany against Allied troops in Ypres, Belgium, in July 1917. 10,000 Allied troops were killed in this single attack, and more were injured. Unlike other chemical weapons, mustard gas was immune to gas masks since it could penetrate the body through the skin. Protective clothes did not help since it went through clothes too. Victims of the attack ended up with bloody coughs and itchy skins filled with deadly blisters. A slow, painful death came 6 weeks later. Decades later, as the world prepared for World War II, Allied scientists started researching into preventing and curing mustard gas attacks. They clearly did not want any surprises this time. 2 Yale University doctors, Louis Goodman and Alfred Gilman, discovered that soldiers poisoned with the gas during World War I had lower white blood cells than other people did. Gilman and Goodman soon figured out that mustard gas reduced the white blood cells in the body. The researchers deduced that mustard gas could help cure cancer. Here was the thing. White blood cells fight infections in the body. However, they sometimes become mutated, causing leukemia. Cancer. To confirm their theory, the researchers injected some subjects with nitrogen mustard and watched as their leukemia disappeared after several treatments. They were right. Mustard gas cured cancer. This was the first chemotherapy session, and it formed the basis of cancer treatment today. Number 5 Pots and pans. Ships are made of steel. Tons of raw steel that is recycled when they get old. 95% of the average ship is completely recyclable. This figure includes warships. They are cut and processed into new products, just like regular ships. These products could be anything including pots and pans. On a decommissioned warship that made the news before its scrapping was the HMS Invincible, a British naval ship that saw action in the Falklands, Balkan and Iraqi wars. The British Navy sold the ship to Lale Ship Recycling of Turkey for £2 million, $3.2 million. The sale was considered ridiculous because it happened over the internet. But it appears that decommissioned warships often get sold over the internet. While it sounds good to know that warships get recycled, the task of cutting ships' warships inclusive into pieces is actually difficult, complicated and dangerous. Many people die while trying to cut ships into pieces every year.